What's up YouTube, Capital G here, got some grindy duels for you guys to check out. There ain't gonna be no turn one blowouts in these duels, no boards with infinite negations or any of that jazz. Looks like we have a World Chalice Orcus build at the top, so I guess it's all part of one storyline, so why not throw it together? Then at the bottom we have Evil Eye, and man, this is like, to me, this is like the full display of why Evil Eye as an archetype just struggles so much against even just average decks. It just kind of shows you all the weaknesses of the Evil Eye archetype. You guys will kind of see what I mean just in like the first turn. So he opens up pretty good, gets the field spell, gets Surziel, gets Selene, also has a couple of defensive spells and traps, so it's looking pretty good. And honestly, if you go, because this guy has 8 cards by my count, maybe I miscounted, but I'm pretty sure he has 8 cards. If you open up with a +3 and you cannot win the duel, like you can't close that out, when are you ever going to win a duel? I mean, seriously, going +3 turn 1 is good for just about any Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and if you can't win then, when are you ever going to win? But anyways, let's see what World Chalice is going to do. Also, I think he's going to have a really unimpressive turn 1. Goes for Galatea. Surziel says not so fast. He's just going to pop that immediately. He's going to gain some attack, and he's already at 2,600. Not bad. His opponent does basically just end on Orchestrated Nightmare. So, I mean, you went +3 turn 1. Your opponent did basically nothing in their turn. You got to be able to just win this game, in my opinion. I think that he should have been able to blow his opponent out. Of course, he has to blow up a card on his side of the field, so bye-bye field spell. That's one of the things that just makes this deck so way too fair. The fact that you have to constantly blow cards up. Scrap Recycler is going to be Ash Blossom. And then once again, he kind of gets a free pass from his opponent. His opponent is just normal summoning, not really getting anything. You got to be able to figure out how to win the duel, especially because he top decked another field spell, which means he gets another Rhoda. This duel cannot be going better for this guy. He gets another Search. Now, I disagree with this. Him going into their Link 3. I've said before, I don't even think this deck should have a Link 3. Now, because he did use a monster that was like 2,600 attack or more, he does get multiple attacks, but I feel like that was not necessarily a good use of resources. I mean, fine, he gets his Monster Reborn, he gets his Summon Surziel back, equips it with Selene. He is going to do a mess of damage here, but it's not enough damage to kill his opponent. I guess he was just trying to put a little bit of pressure on him. I mean, I guess you can respect that. Anyways, his opponent is finally going to get some of the Orcus plays going. He is just going to take the Orcus, the Nightmare Mermaid, not bad. And then I think he probably is going to use Surziel's Pop. I think his opponent's going to go for the World Regalia, so this is at least one card that cannot be blown up by Surziel. So if you're wondering why he didn't blow that up, it's because he can't blow it up. It just, it's not going to die. And his opponent is going to, let's see, maybe he might use that Machine Duplication. He is going to go ahead and use his negation spell on the orchestrated Babel, just to make sure his opponent doesn't get those quick effects. Fair enough. I think he has another one set too. Longirsu is going to be summoned. He's going to activate the effect to get his Link Monster off board, so Link Monster really didn't do anything except give him some damage. And this was actually a cool play. I've never seen this before. He summons Orchestrated Nightmare on the field, and then he's going to machine dupe it. I was like, what the hell? I mean, I'm used to seeing machine duping like Cyber Dragons, never in this deck. He's going to go for Dingirasu, send another card off field, and then he is going to simply attack into his own mermaid that his opponent took from him, and he's able to just close the game out because he actually was just, or this card has been debuffed enough to where he can actually just attack over it and win the game. And I know that duel ended abruptly, but he kind of popped off this turn. And plus, even if his opponent did have some destruction cards, if he was going to use Surziel's effect, at this point, once the Dingirasu hits the field, he already has protection for all of his monsters. All he has to do is just detach a material. But you see what I mean? It feels like every single duel that I ever watched with Evil Eye, it's the same exact thing. They all start out super fast and then just slowly but gradually, the whole you gotta blow cards up on your side of the field, it always catches up with them. Anyways, next duel is we got Rockets facing off against I'm just gonna call this Fiend deck. Both of these decks are using new support. Rockets because they have like Borrelsword, Furious Dragon, and then obviously these guys have all the Bakura cards, and he's using a lot of those. So we'll see what happens here. Anyways, Rockets are up first, gonna go into some Guard Dragon plays. Guard Dragons are pretty much mandatory, especially because we have Red Eyes Metal Darkness Dragon and the OCG players do not. Looks like he will be able to probably drop Furious turn 1 because he has that rapid trigger. So So let's see if he's going to be able to do that. My prediction is yes, he will be able to. Borrelsword Dragon comes out for free. Furious Dragon hits the deck as well. This is not a bad turn in my opinion. It could be a little better, but he does have the Revolve Boot Sector or launch. It's kind of like a dead card here. So, I mean, I guess he could activate it to, you know, gain some attack, but what would be really the point of that? You're not getting any actual advantage from that. Anyways, trade-in's going to be used. Farfa's going to be summoned. I think he's just going straight into Dante. Looks like Borrelsword wants to target one of the rocket monsters to get Dante off the board. Dante is still going to float, and he's going to go for that Dark Occurrence, Occulticism, and this is not bad. He's going to follow that up with Archfiend Eris, and looks like he just kind of, you know, set a couple of cards. At this point, when he uses Furious Dragon in the end phase, and he's going to pop a rocket, then he's going to pop his opponent's Fiend Griefing, I was like, yo, this duel is over. I mean, if you see what he's going to be able to do, where he moves this is not Pisty, right? This is Pisty. Okay, I'm getting Pisty and LP mixed up. When he goes for that play, then he ends up summoning Red MD back from the graveyard, and Red MD summons another one. I'm like, all right, this game's basically over, but he's going to go for Archfiend's Call. That is going to be answered with Called by the Grave, so, I mean, again, looks kind of like the game's over, but not so fast. He's actually going to activate one of his spirits. These spirit cards are so good, guys. The recyclability of these cards is ridiculous. And he's actually going to summon the Amazon, or not Amazon, our Archfiend Empress. I got Amazon as Empress on the brain. He summons Archfiend Empress back from the graveyard. She has 2900 attack, and again, your opponent is forced to attack it. So now Pisty just gets wrecked, and it didn't even matter if he would have used Borrelsword's effect, which I think he used earlier anyways. Even if he had Borrelsword's effect to make it, you know, 500 less attack, it wouldn't have mattered. It would not have been able to, it would not have been able to make it so that the monster was not destroyed by battle. He is going to threaten with an attack, which was a little weird. I guess he's attacking into a 3000 attack monster with a 2900. I'm not sure why, if he wanted the card to die, but it's fine. I think that he's basically just trying to press on. Oh, you know what? I think, well, no, that doesn't really make a difference. Anyways, he's going in for Dante. Dante is going to activate its effect. He hits a Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Now he's able to send Archfiend Eris to the graveyard, get another card, and during his end phase, he was able to get a Surge. His opponent did activate a Rocket effect during the end phase, but that just means he's able to activate another spirit effect. He's able to summon one of his big beaters back from the graveyard. In this case, it's going to be the Archfiend Empress again. And, you know, his opponent still putting pressure on, goes for Borrelsword Dragon, but watch this play. This is actually pretty slick, right? Borrelsword tries to activate, and he's going to activate Archfiend's Call. In response to that, discarding the Grapha, and he's going to summon a monster. Grapha's going to pop the Borrelsword Dragon, and at the same time, since Grapha went to the graveyard, he's able to add one of his spirits. This is the recyclability of these cards. Basically, if you get a bunch of big dark monsters in the graveyard, some fiends, you can just kind of recycle the spirits and the monsters almost endlessly, and it's kind of like it's only a matter of time before your opponent runs out of monsters. Like you see, he's attacking, he's activating effects, doesn't matter. His opponent's just constantly juggling these spirit monsters, and even though he doesn't have any in his hand right now, look at his field. He has 3 level 8 beaters. If these cards go to the graveyard, he'll just add his spirits back, and then the spirits will just summon the big beaters, and then, you know, it's just constantly like they're basically just flip-flopping places on the field. His opponent is kind of running low, because he doesn't have a hand, and now he's able to summon the Archfiend Emperor and try to pop something, but his opponent's going to try to answer that by negating the effect. He goes for a rank 8 play. That will be Dengirsu, maybe looking to get Furious Dragon off field. Nope, instead he goes for Borrelsword because it is non-targeting removal, and now this guy just has a Furious Dragon, and basically that's it. These monsters are not going anywhere. I mean, they're not zombies, but it's kind of like they're zombies right now. They're just never dying. He's going to go for that final desperation play. If someone ever summons the Borrelsword XCharge Dragon, you know they're desperate. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty field, don't get me wrong, because he has Borrelsword XCharge Dragon, Borrelsword Furious Dragon, and Borrelsword Dragon. So we got 3 different mechanics. I was crossing my fingers and hoping he would somehow figure out a way to drop Savage Dragon this turn, but not gonna happen. He is going to attack. Actually, no. Looks like the attack's really not going to do much because he banished Borrelsword Dragon from Farfa, and I think after using Furious Dragon, he just decided to quit because he was like, Cap, I can't get through this guy's board. He just has these endless level 8 beaters on field, and I just can't deal with them. Eventually, it would have gotten to the point where this guy was able to just go for, you know, constant exceed plays, and you can see that this guy was down to almost no resources, so I don't really think he was going to be able to climb back in this game. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed these duels. I actually think that there will be a strong chance that decks like this could become rogue. I just, you know, I would assume you'd have to play things like trade-in to make sure that your opening hands weren't bricky, because he didn't really do anything for like the first couple of turns in this duel, and against some of the other better decks in the meta, I'm not sure you can spend 2 turns not doing anything, but you guys saw once this deck got rolling, it really was rolling. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the duels. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.